Abner Preis.
Yes.
Good to have you here, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Tell me your story. I want you to take it from the beginning. I mean, we start to,
We started the
talk about-
conversation.
Yeah,
I mean, from the beginning of who I am as an artist or whatever.
exactly. Whatever.
Well,
I
let's
want to get to
see.
know you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a storyteller. I think that flows down from generations. My dad's a storyteller. My mom's an artist. I was born in Israel, but I moved when I was very young to Ohio, the United States. My dad looked for a job throughout the country until he found a permanent position.
Both Israeli parents?
No.
No. Okay.
Actually, my dad's basically Austrian.
Okay.
They moved there to, I guess, Palestine back in the day, and then they moved to, I think my dad stayed in Israel until he was 40. So, but his parents were both, his dad was Austrian, which is how I'm staying here, because I have a Viennese passport. My mom's American. Polish Jews, both of them Russian, Polish Jews. Then I moved around all over the United States, Ohio, Maine, Indiana, Arizona, Philadelphia, where he got a permanent position. They're still living there, so they've been there around almost 40 years. And I moved to Europe in 1999.
Okay. What was the reason for moving so much in the States?
Because my dad was a teacher, a professor, and until he found his tenure, he moved from different...
Professor for what?
Film.
Film.
Yeah, my dad's a filmmaker. He
okay.
did, he made a few, like Israeli, like Machoel Soragim. I don't know if you know that movie.
Soragim, yeah,
that
of
movie
course.
and
okay.
a bunch of movies in Israel.
Oh, cool.
My mom was tired of living in Israel, which back then was actually quite a very different place. Like now it's
even more tiring.
yeah, but like at least culturally speaking, I think they're much more accepting of foreigners, especially Americans or whatever. But back then it was really tough on my mom. She hardly had friends, whatever. And then she brought my dad in the peak of his career to the United States. And I always liked the States more. My older brother had different ideas, and my younger brother as well, but I always sort of felt American more than anything. And even though I've been here for 26 years.
And they're living in Israel? Or
No, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Okay. Your siblings live still in Philadelphia? Or
My younger brother, who I told you is, he lives with them. He's schizophrenic.
Yeah, right.
And my older brother lives in Chicago. So, yeah.
And how did you get to do what you're doing? I want to get to that. I want to.
How did I get to? Okay.
Yeah, the virtual reality.
The virtual reality stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Because you come to Amsterdam, you said 90.
yeah, in kind of 99, 2000. I studied in Rome, Italy. I studied painting, so I come from like fine art.
Okay.
Fine art. So I studied in Rome. I graduated from university with a degree in painting, fine arts. And then, it was hard, man. Being a fine artist is really tough. It's tough because I can move back a little bit. I was studying, I went to school in Arizona to study outdoor education and outdoor leadership, ecology. Because of a girl, I went to Mexico City. There they have murals, huge murals, about public art. So Diego Rivera, Orozco, and Siqueiros. These are 3 different artists. And in these paintings, they were political statements, like the rich stepping on the poor, or like the church getting money, or this and that. And I couldn't believe that art could have such a powerful, make such a powerful statement. And at that moment, I sort of flipped. I sort of felt that from being environmentally or like ecologically based, I thought that I needed to be an artist.
Some water?
Yeah, sure. And both my parents are artists. So it started from there. So like political statements, saying something with my work is what I really wanted to do. So then I transferred, went to art school in Philadelphia, moved to Rome, Italy, moved to Rome, and then had a girlfriend there, and she got a job in Amsterdam. And then I moved here. So, I was painting. I did well. You know, I had a gallery here,
Oh, cool.
which ended up being a complete piece of shit thief. You know, stole all his artist money,
Fuck.
and that sort of made me very, upset about working in art.
Discouraged or
Discouraged, disappointed. I wasn't succeeding at all. Like really, I mean, I was showing my work in art fairs, but it wasn't true to who I felt I was. And then I started doing performances, and to get to how I became immersive. And then these performances, I was a lot more interested in what was happening outside of the inside, meaning I was more interested about the performers. As a storyteller, I was always in the middle.
but performances of what? What was
Stories that I would make up.
Stories,
So I would
okay.
tell stories. I would
Okay.
make up stories.
like you would stand on stage and tell the story
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I would tell a story and stand in the middle of the performance where actors are performing. Like how I met Joao was, we did a project where I did a story about clowns, and then they had like 70 clowns running around me as I'm telling a story. So I'm in the middle, and then these clowns are around me.
Wow.
And I did a few projects with Joao like that.
Surreal.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's surreal. It's completely crazy, really. Like if you see it, it's called The Village's Biggest Loser. And it's a story about a village who decides every year to pick a number from a box, and then whose number gets chosen gets killed. But in my story, instead of killing the clown, the villagers decide that they don't want to kill the clown and let the clown live. But the stress of the clown who's about to be killed, everybody forgets about it, and they're celebrating their joy, but then the clown is like completely fucked up in the middle of this disaster. So that's the work that I did, and then it was shot in three cameras, and it was projected on 3 screens. So that kind of allowed the viewer would put their costumes on before they would go in the space, so they became a part of the village themselves.
Wow. Immersive. That's the beginning of
That's
the immersive, experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it went from like a 3-dimensional, 180-degree immersion with clothing, and then that's how I discovered VR, which literally allowed you to be inside of the performance.
And which year was that, more or less? You said you met each other 20 years ago. So
Yeah. I
2005,
think we
was it?
did. No, we did. I think the village's biggest loser was maybe 2016, 17, something like that. Or maybe even before. I got into VR in 2019, let's say. But this is after building really large installations where people would merry-go-rounds and really crazy. A lot of carpet work. You'd take off your shoes. Some things you'd walk through water. Completely absurd. But trying to get the viewer to be a part of the art.
And was it something that you envisioned happening, or it was just like this natural evolution bringing you into it? Because it sounds very like, it dares also for you to have it very crystallized.
No, man. It was it's still a shit show. There's not, you know what I mean? It makes sense now that I look at it, but no, man, I was very spontaneous and very not at all, what do you call it when you're, I never saw the end.
You weren't calculated with
not
that
at
or
all,
anything.
man. I can't calculate.
Did you also
anything.
have imposter syndrome because of that? Of like thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this even working? In terms of like sustainability of it?
Well, I mean, I guess imposter syndrome is I'm not sure. I never had imposter syndrome. Like, look, I mean, in a personal level, like as a parent, I don't know if you know, like I feel like I'm, faking being a parent more than I do about being, the artist.
Every parent feels it.
Yeah, exactly. So as an artist, I never felt imposter syndrome, but that's maybe because I haven't succeeded to the level where I think imposter syndrome would affect me.
Sense.
But no, I mean, when you have to make a living, I think that there's a lot of things that you don't get to think about very much. And these are one of the things that I don't get to think about. I mean, I'm constantly working. I'm constantly hustling. I'm constantly making money so that I can live. And art is something that I've been doing for so long that that's my language. So, and yeah, so imposter syndrome, I don't think I have dealt with that yet. You know what I mean? If I get to a certain point of success, which I'm doing well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how does it look, the success that you would want to achieve? How does it look?
I would say large projects that take a few years to do, and instead of like a lot of smaller projects.
Okay.
You know, to me, a big success project would be, yes, I don't know. Like I haven't been there yet. You know, I've had work that has succeeded. I've been in Venice. I've been in a lot of festivals. You know, I've done that sort of route. I guess in my works in museums and things like that. But to me, real success would be, longer project, bigger projects, longer planning.
Bigger budgets, I guess.
Bigger
right?
budgets.
Bigger teams.
Bigger teams.
Yeah,
bigger teams. I mean, you know, in Dutch, they have this expression like, may you have a big team to, you know.
Yeah.
And that's like a big fuck you, you know, like, may you have to. I don't need a big team per se, but what I do need is time. And time is really hard to come by.
Yeah.
You know, development, a project. Like, I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, because you need resources for that. That's the thing. You need resources to give you that time.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Time is such a valuable resource.
Yeah. Deadlines are fucking killers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you do 5 projects a year, easy 5 projects a year, you ain't got time. And I work with different programmers, but I'm the one always telling the story and building the worlds, etc.
Okay, so this the Village Biggest Loser is happening.
Yeah.
You understand this, and then that kind of like
brings me to VR.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like this is the first time that this is like an immersive experience, I guess, right? This is what you were saying. What is the next one? What is the evolution that brings you into that, to the VR thing? Because you said that you presented it around 2016.
Yeah.
And then VR you got into in 2019. That's 3 years in between.
Yeah. It's consistently making these installations. It's the search for celebrating the viewer. So the thing is like in a museum, when you walk into a museum, you're celebrating the other artists. For me, the idea was like, fuck these artists, man. We should be celebrating ourselves, right? Like we should be the ones who are. They should have mirrors, and they should let us love ourselves, you know? And so VR, sort of the idea that you are surrounded by something and you are the center of attention, not the maker, not me, you know? That to me is...
I think that's a very mature way of looking at art also, because it's of service of the public instead of it being the public of service of the narcissistic needs of the artist. You know, like, oh, come and look at me. I'm saying it because yesterday I went to the Stedelijk Museum. My God, what a piece of garbage that was. Jesus fucking Christ, sorry. It was just, I went like, we have like museum card. And and my son, he's like almost 6, and he was like, no, I want to go there. And then we went, and I was just walking there, and I got so triggered. I got triggered because, I mean, maybe you like it, I don't know, but I just did this modern conceptual thing of, it doesn't encompass anything with the human experience. You don't see yourself in it, you know what I mean? You just see like this.
I mean, it took me a long time after frustration and anger at this art world to be able to step back into a museum and appreciate it. Like, not only that, I have most of my work is for museums, educational work or storytelling.
But this type of state, like to me, it felt there's a difference. For instance, Rijksmuseum or like fine arts, but technique.
I know what you mean.
Deep tradition, culture, and practice, and because I'm saying maybe because I'm a pianist, you know, that I understand you can't just go and hit the piano and say this is conceptual.
But in a way, if we look at it, and I agree with you, believe me, I see the shit. It's a system. It's who pays for the art to hang in the museum.
We
period.
pay for it.
No, I'm saying like, well, there's also collectors whose names are underneath the paintings of who this piece belongs.
Exactly.
Dude, it's a show off. It's a show off thing. But if you think about school kids, they go there with the educational department. They have a piece of paper, and then they write about how the work makes them feel.
Right.
That's fucking good, you know?
Yeah.
If you think like this sort of led to that, that's good.
That's interesting because before we went in, I saw a professor sitting with kids there and just saying like, okay, we're going to see modern art. Yeah. Some of it is really bad. Yeah. Some of it is not going to reverberate anything within you, but some of it is going to be good. Just stay with an open mind to it and try to just understand it, you know? But anyway, that's like we're segueing. So you were doing all this constellation and all that stuff.
Installation work.
Yeah, exactly.
And also doing wasting a lot of materials. So to build an installation with a room filled with carpet, it's a lot of carpet. No. And then what do you do with the carpet? You throw it away. You build a sculpture. Sculpture doesn't sell. What do you do with it?
Wow,
either store it or throw it away. So we were talking about TIG or whatever. You know, how much energy or how much hard drives or whatever. You know what I mean? Dude, data, how much data? Like in VR or in technology, not VR, all XR, extended reality. At least in the studio, I need a computer. I don't need a fucking storage container full of shit that no one's ever going to use. And also, I'm not going to throw away tons of hundreds of yards or, you know, square meters of carpet. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, the energy goes to the data centers, of course. Yeah. But I was just like, dude, fuck this, man. No one. And it also came out of frustration. I was making a lot of art that wasn't selling, showing it in galleries, in shows. But it was a fucking joke. It was a waste of money. So VR, also XR, computer art really made it a lot more space
efficient,
man.
Yeah, space.
You know what I mean? It's like you can build a world in I don't know if have you ever done VR? Have you ever experienced it?
I've experienced like some games with my son. It was kind of mind blowing. Yeah. He was, especially for his brain, like developing. Yeah. He was just screaming and stuff. And
it's crazy.
I was like, I remember putting the goggles in, was a game state or something like that, like one of these like game centers. Yeah. And I was like, I need to tell myself like, whoa, keep your balance, because the whole brain just goes into this like you're riding a roller coaster while you're just sitting. Actually.
Another thing that's really cool about it is like if you have a headset, fucking people want to put it on. Yeah. You know, so before where I'd be like, killing people to come look at my work, you'd put a headset and people are like fighting over it. So there's also that like wonder. Yeah. People want to experience it. The population is really, really excited about VR, you know, as opposed to like a painting.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's very immersive.
It's immersive, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's extremely like, I remember I went to Jazz Ahead. It's like a convention of musicians in Germany. And they had a VR system there that you could just watch an orchestra. And I was just like, wow, I can actually see the entire room.
Well, you can be inside of the orchestra.
Exactly.
I mean, how cool is that?
And then I thought to myself, wow, this is where we're going with movies, that you're just going to sit in the scene with the actors.
Yeah, I'm doing a project about that right now, actually, at the IFFR, where we're recreating a space in a movie. And the viewer gets to sit inside of the space. It's a movie called Daybreak, and it's actually about a room. It's basically one room where the guy ends up committing suicide. But you're inside of the room, and you feel this tension.
With that person,
you know?
Wow.
I mean, we all have like this sort of like idea of what the potential of VR is, and the truth is, in my mind, like having this heavy thing on your face, and you're missing your you know, who's next to you. But everything is changing like a lot, you know. I think that the most used tool is the phone, you know what I mean, basically. And
absolutely.
So that really changes technology. I mean, movie theaters are a thing of the past. What else? Like,
I think it's also we're getting into this like amped up individuation, like individual experience. Just like whether it goes to the algorithm, the amount of information that you're getting, like what is the information, not the amount, the information that you're getting, but also which type and how it's being curated to you. And then if you add VR, if you add all these immersive experiences, it's just going to become this like little autistic world, this bubble of yourself.
Totally.
I don't know if you agree with that. But
oh my God, dude. I mean, it's completely insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we have kids.
Yeah.
They'd fucking rather be in their phone than anything on this planet.
Yeah.
And another thing that's interesting, right? Like as far as like hating on museums, etc. Because believe me, it took me years to get out of this hatred of this place. Man, what are you gonna go? The grocery store to show culture?
Yeah.
I mean, where the fuck are you gonna go?
It's specifically with that museum specifically. I think it's kind of like I just felt that it was kind of like
there's a hierarchy, but you come from the orchestra, right?
Yeah,
which is also dying.
It's completely dying.
It's fucking
it's
dying.
Completely dying.
But
it's
why
too expensive. It's too complicated.
And why is everybody up here and I'm down here? You know what I mean? There should be like this new. In my opinion,
because of a caste system,
perspective,
just as what
exactly.
It's just that,
exactly.
It's just that, and then all of a sudden you have kids building huge platforms for themselves, or artists that are like, okay, you reject me from all these institutions. Let me go and build my own table.
You mean like YouTube?
Exactly.
Yeah, and TikTok and Instagram.
And they become humongous.
Dude, I mean, and that's great.
Yeah.
And so whatever anyone says.
Yeah.
There is more amazing content nowadays than ever.
Exactly.
Than ever. So it's like, instead of hating, you know what I mean? We have, man, things are amazing. And for me to be involved in technology, man, every day I see new things.
How did you get into that? Like, I mean, how did you, because from doing installations, what was the tipping point that was like, well, this is what I need to do?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I did a project with my friend Case Duvais, he from Pips Lab, and he was doing this one installation where there were 6 people with a camera.
I just wanna,
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. He did this installation where there was like 6 headsets, and you are in the room.
VR headsets,
and you're watching 6 other people. I was like, what the fuck is it? This was it. This was what I was looking for.
Wow. Do you remember the physical experience that you felt?
Blown away, man.
Yeah.
Completely. I was like, I was a part of the performance.
Yeah.
There was no barrier.
So that was like a direct evolution of what you were doing. Basically.
Man, it's what I wished I could really do, because I was always there somehow. I was in the middle of a performance. I was the center of attention, which talks a lot about my position in life anyway. I like being the center of attention, but I hate it at the same time. So maybe that's the imposter thing. I hate being in the middle, but I need it more than anything.
I think it's a Jewish thing, man.
You think?
I think it's a split.
I don't think so. I don't think Trump is fucking Jewish, and that motherfucker wants to be in the middle of everything.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about no. It's not the thing of wanting to be in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's wanting to be in the middle, but at the same time having deep aversion towards it. You know, that is something that I see it a lot with us Jewish people. Like, it's like we want to be in the center, but at the same time we just want to live like a completely private, anonymous life. You know?
You've also when your head grows above the canopy, it's the first one to be cut off. There's a lot of history, you know, in that.
A lot
of history.
A lot. So much. And I think for me, I kind of took it for granted, you know, just like my perception of that. And then after the whole thing happened, you know, in October 7th and everything, I started to check like the history and the violence that I grew up in. I was just like, wow, there's so much fucking violence, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah.
So much violence, so much. But to get back to like the VR thing.
Yeah.
So you're having this experience with Case. He did the installation himself, I guess, and you were
one of the actors.
You were one of the actors, yeah. And then what happens afterwards? Like, how do you get? Is it like dry code that you need to start studying, or
So I use I'm not technical by any stretch of the imagination. So he introduced me to a tool called Tilt Brush, which was like the first drawing tool in VR. Like literally it's like a pen or a marker. And in VR, you don't need anything. You just click on a color and then you draw in the virtual space.
you do it with the
with the headset.
That's so fucking
Yeah.
dope. Wow.
It's insane.
That's so dope.
So then I just started building worlds like that I'd always wanted to draw, literally drawing these worlds, like huge
That is so
worlds.
like you grab things and
You grab things, you make them bigger, you make
that
them
is
smaller.
so
You use
dope.
a marker, like a crayon, and then you can make the crayon bigger. You can build a house. And then you can walk into the house, and then you can make this thing. It's very, very, very time consuming. I was spending 12 hours a day for 3 years, like fucking coming out of my headset and like not knowing what planet I was on. You know what I mean? And I'm like old.
Your kids are coming to you and you're just like,
What?
quiet.
No, I'm like, yeah. No. I'm like trying to erase them with the.
just trying to put,
like
trying
picking them up and like
trying to put a mute
what
button.
Yeah. Like clicking them, being like, how do I get rid of this? Stop fighting,
Yeah.
like erasing them. And I don't know. I mean, it's not in my mind. It's not really a old man's game either. I mean, our body is I'm getting fucking old, man. My eyes. This shit is not good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure, it's not. It can't be good for you having two
Screen.
things in front of your eyes for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
It beat the hell out of me, but I just was driven and really, really. And then,
Well, when there's a will, there's a way in that sense.
yeah, I mean,
So-
it's also imagine you've discovered something you've been looking for your whole life. You're going to spend a lot of time in it.
I know how it
And
feels.
then I was given opportunities because I've always been a storyteller, so I always had stories. So then I would rebuild these stories in virtual spaces, which I could never do. So then I had some really Cinekid, which was actually Tatum, which is a really great place in the south, in the east. In Enschede, they invited me to do a show. I did 8 different VR pieces, which was completely unheard of, And then I was invited to Cinekid Festival, and then I won the Golden Lion, the big award there. And then from that on, it's just been history from that point on.
But that's what I mean with the imposter syndrome. Is you did get more recognition to that, I guess, right?
Oh, dude, it wasn't even.
Yeah, you can't even. It's incomparable. I guess, right?
It's incomparable.
Yeah.
So
that's what. Did you have moments? The reason I'm asking is because there is someone listening to this right now.
Yeah.
And they're in the beginning of their path.
Yeah.
And they look at you and
Yeah.
they think, "Oh, you just got it all, figure it out," which is complete and utter nonsense. You know, there's always this is at least what I learned from this podcast. There's just a massive amount of failure before.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking failing every day.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly, and then they go to social media and they see award winning or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Grammy. It doesn't matter, and then it's this is basically curated highlight reel. you
Yeah, of
know?
course.
This is not the life of it's hard.
I'm fucking up every minute of every day.
Exactly.
So I had imposter syndrome. Yeah, okay, here we go.
That's what I mean.
I understand.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. With that.
Yeah, man. I had a really, really, really tough time 2 years ago. I had done something like 31 pieces in 4 years or something, which again, man, it was
That's a lot, man.
insane.
That's
dude.
a lot, man.
And I went to a coach. I went to I was fucking down, man. I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm like, everything I'm doing is shit. And I went to this coach. She's kind of like a voodoo coach, whatever. And I hate that stuff, but I was like, I need help. So I went to this woman and I was like, I've done over 30 pieces and only 2 of them are good. And she was like, that's great.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Fucking hell, man. 2 out of 30 isn't bad. And anyway, it's all from the perspective. I mean, to other people, they really enjoyed it. And that's why, I'm not really going to point at what the 2 good pieces were. But I felt like I fucking hated it. You know what I mean? I hated it. It was just work, non-stop work. And when you are an artist who uses the skills of other people, like creative programmers, I mean, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's a collaboration. Yeah,
It's a huge collaboration. I mean, you know, I could never do a project from start to end alone. Never. So sometimes you're dealing with 10, 20 people. You know, some projects, 20 people. And that's a lot of work. That's not about being an artist. That's about being a producer.
Yeah.
And that's really tough. And that's about, you know, and also not everybody is as involved as you are, obviously. It's your artwork. You're paying people for their time. So you have to know what you need.
Exactly.
I mean, you're a musician.
Of course.
If you get hired to do a job, like...
It's a complete different thing than someone hiring me.
Yeah.
And I'm just there to fulfill the vision of the visionary, let's say like this.
Yeah.
Than me being the visionary and taking care of everything.
Yeah.
And it's actually my responsibility to distill my vision as clear as possible so they feel good.
Yeah.
Whether it's a programmer or whether it's these are the musicians that are playing the music. Yeah. And then on top of it, selling tickets and then creating like an experience for the audience.
Yeah.
So it's a production.
It's
you produce.
Insane. It's insanity.
You produce.
It really is. And the art part falls away.
Yeah.
And
it's the last thing. That's the thing. It's
yeah, and you're so tired by the end of it, you know what I mean? And then you have to push that even harder to be the performer and to give that. And by the end of it, you get that satisfaction, but then then there's everything else falls into place. So it's a lot of work. You know, it's a job.
It's a job. Yeah,
it's a job.
It's a job, really, and that's what people don't get a lot of times. You know, they come. I mean, at least let's say if I look at it from my industry, like the music thing, is people come. They take a babysitter, they buy the ticket, they come, they have an experience, and they go home. Yeah. But they don't see the months, years, decades of preparation that brought them into that moment. And then they're like, yeah, but it's nice. You like to play, right? It's like there's an agreement between me and music that I'm going to continue doing it because then I'm going to walk into traffic otherwise, you know? Or like there is not a thing that I can do anymore that is different that I would want.
I don't want to take away from the practice because I love it. I really love it.
Like, but then that's the thing that what I meant is that the whole thing that leads to it. Yeah. These are years of practice. Yeah. That's like the moment of just me, at least I can just be myself. Without all these labels around me, you know?
There are moments, and then the more I do it, like this year, which is strange because right now it's fucking a jungle to find work. It's a complete shit show. And and this is what I think is really important is that like if there are people out there who are beginning their career listening to this shit, it's like you got to know how to do fucking everything. Yep. So I'm doing projects that are AI based and then also VR based or whatever. You got to do 1,000 things, which is exciting, which is fun. You know, I love that. I love doing all kinds of different things. And sometimes people, they're like, they can't believe how many things I'm doing. But for me, I'm like, man, it's a box. We're in a ring right now. Yeah. And you're going to go different rounds. You got to last 10, 12 rounds, exactly. You know, and so you have to really be flexible.
30-minute round.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I know, for instance, Joao, I mean, you're fucking doing shit all the time. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of video recording, all sort of direction. But what I wanted to say was, right now, because it's so crazy out there, that work is really hard to come by. You got to really, really hustle. I also see it as an opportunity for me to make my work more. I'm busy. I'm fortunate to be busy, but I'm also because less is coming. What is coming is closer to what I do anyway. Yeah. So it's really giving me an opportunity to do things that I'm really interested in that are coming to me naturally. But also at the same time, I don't feel this pressure. And I'm like, I feel like I don't need to do shit for money. I can really fucking do things that I like to do. And I'm telling you, it feels great.
Yeah, but that's after paying your dues for so long.
Yeah, I mean, of course, paying my dues, but it's also the reality of the market right now. You know, it's what am I going to do with my time right now? I don't know. Like sometimes, again, when I'm talking to people and they are like creative technologists, and I'm like, so what are you working on? They're like, they don't find that that need to make.
Yeah, but that's the difference. That's what I mean. It's like it's stronger than you.
Yeah,
the need to create to.
It's my best friend that I fucking hate and love at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have to be.
Exactly.
It's like...
It's that thing of... You see the world in a different... You just have a different filter. And then you bring out something within yourself that becomes an expression of a lot of things that are suppressed in society. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if it's clear. Like it's... You're creating these installations, you're creating the VR. You're giving an experience to people that otherwise they wouldn't get it. But you can't help but make it.
But it's urgency, right?
Exactly.
Like if you don't have urgency, and that's something that I see a lot, I'm like, where the fuck's the urgency? What's the message here? I don't give a fuck about what you're, you know what I mean? Like, how am I getting angry, or how am I going to go out and fight? You know, like really, I really feel that way. Like, if the work doesn't have an urgency, or like, if it has nothing to say, I'm not interested. I'm really, 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 really not interested. And it's also at the same time, like, I see big festivals are moving away from political work to present political work, because it's also taking over the narrative. So creativity now maybe is coming back up.
Do you think it has to do with social media? Because it's so ramped up?
I think
the political discourse,
yeah. I don't know. I certainly know one festival which I really love, which is the Venice Immersive Festival and the Venice Film Festival. They sort of wrote a beautiful article about how they're moving away from like PC. How they're looking for work that's really more urgent and not only about certain subjects.
Okay.
I can't even say what those subjects are right now in fear of fucking being
canceled.
But they certainly are like, we're not interested in certain work, you know, and it's very strange. I saw, I mean, not anyway. That's, but we're talking about, well, there was a very interesting show in Dortmund, which is, you know, where Joao and I worked on a project on before. It was called like the alt-right syndrome or something like that, where in the HMKV is really a technical institution. It's a space museum that shows work about technology per se. And they show how the right is using humor to give their message out, where the left is not so funny anymore. Okay. You know, where humor needs space, irony.
It's true, because things are just absurd right now.
You know, like back in the day, comedians used to say a lot of funny things.
Yeah.
You know, and now even the comedians who aren't, you know, even some comedians are going back. They're being very politically incorrect.
Yeah.
And then the left looks at them like they're fascists, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
especially the Austin comedy scene.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Austin comedy scene,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a very good example.
That's what's happening.
Then the woke. You have the woke in New York. It's just like this.
It's complicated.
Clash.
It's complicated. You know what I mean?
It's very complicated.
It's complicated, and I love some
it has to do with Joe Rogan also, like just
and Mark Maron, who's going against it and that sort of stuff. So and I'm a liberal for sure.
Yeah.
But I also see how the message, a lot of people they feel an urgency, but the urgency is being directed. Like, what is urgent to them?
Right.
What are they allowed to talk about? So the work that I'm doing for myself right now is really, I'm trying to just be like really open about what, to myself at least. The urgency is coming from my message of like, dude, I cannot.
What are the themes that are urgent for you?
Well, I think that the most urgent thing in my mind, which is really sad, I think that we're fucking getting poor, man. Like, I'm going to the grocery store and I cannot believe how much money I'm spending.
Yeah.
So, and
just for you to understand that we got in our business now, because my wife and me were both self-employed, we got like a card.
Yeah.
We added in the Chamber of Commerce, the Kamer voor Koophandel, the possibility for us to become like an event planner, so we can go and buy and retail food because it costs 3 times less.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know. I have that.
It's ridiculous.
So, and then Elon Musk is a trillionaire.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, who's the fucking enemy here? I mean, in my mind, I mean, I feel bad, of course, to people who are struggling and suffering for their sexuality or their religion or their political, refugee thing. But I'm like, if in my mind, the inequality, the financial inequality, that's the biggest fucking problem.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. If people felt more comfortable and treated like they should be, like human fucking beings, then I think a lot of and of course, because the media is whatever. I don't want to get into like.
No, but you think this is why Mamdani also was elected? No,
of course. Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like if you look, why are these right wing fucking maniacs being? Because we're just looking for some way to get out of our poverty.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So, like, is my work now deals with a lot about. I'm doing augmented reality project in the city in Amsterdam. Actually, there's like 7 cities, and we're recreating live spaces that have been lost due to gentrification. Gentrification is not a bad thing, really it's not, because it's really offered a lot of things, but certainly for artists, it's cut down their possibilities to show their work unless they're in gallery spaces or museums, where before the streets were actually like an open space, So we're forgetting a lot about that. So in that sense, my work now is heading much more towards opening up, creating platforms that people can express themselves.
And you're tackling this financial thing in your work? Like, what?
I think that,
If you don't want to give too much away.
No, absolutely. No,
I'm just curious, like, how the form of it, how does it look?
Okay, so this work is called Lost Hood. And in Amsterdam, for instance, it's on the Spouwstraat. You go on the Spouwstraat, you have a phone, you have a QR code, your phone goes there, and then you see the history starting in the 60s to now.
Wow, great.
So you're walking down the street and you're looking with your phone and you see like old squats, you see punks, you see left wing, right wing, literally walking through the street. And then all the places that have gone, safe spaces,
So cool.
Bars, etc. Like, and also the riots that happened in the 80s about the Queen's coronation, when they were saying there is no coronation without housing. Geen woning, geen koning.
Geen woning, geen koning,
these sort of things. And then every city has these sort of things, right, that happen. But, so that's called Lost Hood. But behind Lost Hood is an application called Extended Spaces. And Extended Spaces, which is what I'm working on now, will give anybody the opportunity to use the street as a place to present their work. So I give you the application, it's free, and you can go on your computer at home and put a poster on the street, a sculpture on the street, and then because it's Google Earth, then you can, with a phone, you can see what the object is on the street.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's the democratization of public space.
Yeah.
Right now, as long as Google still allows us to do it, my artwork, my big artwork I've been working on for a few years, which is great because, again, the opportunity to work on a project for a few years really lets you learn a lot about what you can and can't do.
Is it supported by the city? Like the city is...
So it's the gatekeepers, of course.
Yeah.
I have been funded by different digital funding, you know? And this project is great because the phone, everybody has a phone. The message is
very inclusive. Like
it's super inclusive.
Yeah.
So I do have, I am getting supported by the city and I am getting supported by the funding. Again, I have to make this project socially valuable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This isn't just
taxpayers'
like, fuck
money.
the system.
It's taxpayers' money, yeah.
And it's not just about fuck the system. It's more about like, let's experience the city in a different way.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Man.
Yeah,
I would
anytime.
really love to see
Really,
it.
it's
Great,
amazing.
Great, and I think also it's so important for the younger generation because they live in this like bizarre echo chamber that they can't remember or they can't understand what led to what we're in right now.
Yeah.
So they're just in this like, well, this is the world, you know, just make a ton of money and be an asshole, you know. I see it with my kids. I see it with my 13-year-old. He's like, I just want to make a lot of money and that's going to solve all my problems. And it's like, no, it won't, because your relationship with resources needs to change, you know. Not for nothing you have people rising up like Andrew Tate and all that, like, you know Andrew Tate, I guess, right? I mean, come on, man, what is this? You know, it's like, it's a literal pyramid scheme that just teaches kids that you need to be, you know, physically fit, which is good, but women are
Objectified?
Completely objective. Not even. They're a tool for you to get what you want. Yeah. Money is everything. Hierarchy of power and traditional. It's not tradition. This is not traditional or conservative views. It's actually very violent views. And then you have this rise of it, you know, all of a sudden, of this perception. And the younger generation is just not aware of it. That it comes from being ignorant towards history, what brought us to this moment. And then if you can show that in an immersive way, not with a book that just like, what book, whoa, you know, everybody's like, I think it's like 20% of kids are like neurodivergent. They can't read a book without needing to click on it or expand it.
Or as a parent, you have to make them fucking sit down and read a book. You know what I mean? Which, again, you know, that's also the beauty of anyway, kids wanting to be a TikTok's fucking star.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't understand how much work goes behind that, which I love. You know what I mean? Like, these people are working 20 hours a day. Yeah. You know, we don't get to see that.
I just saw, I think it was on HBO, Kidfluencer. I saw like, it's a very good...
yeah, I didn't see that.
Very, very good documentary. Scary. You see the parents also behind.
Yeah.
You know, the parents that are just basically using their kids as a proxy, you know. Kids are working, like you said, 20 hours a day, you know. And they always have to be happy, and they're always this, and they're going through puberty, which is a very tough age. Yeah. And they
I haven't hit that point yet.
They manufacture... How old are your kids?
Oh, no, I'm talking about myself.
Oh, yourself? You didn't hit puberty.
No, my kids are 12 and 8.
Okay, yeah. So, but that's another thing I had a long conversation about with my partners, like with my girlfriend or wife, you can say. I mean, nowadays the marriage institution is also so... But, yeah, that we have no idea the world that they're in. We can't compare it to the world that...
Hey, man, do you remember COVID?
Yeah.
Dude, they were locked in their fucking house for 3 years, man. That's a war.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working with students in the university, you know, sometimes.
That's so traumatic, man, to these kids. So
are you kidding me?
So,
some of these kids, imagine you're 16 to 19. You haven't fucked yet. You haven't danced. Oh. You haven't kissed.
Wow. Can't even imagine that. Oof.
I mean, that's trauma. That's only trauma. What's to come. Imagine. I mean, we are, of course, in a I mean, maybe because you particularly lived in Israel, you spent some time in the army, and like, I don't have shit. But dude, what's my big? You know, my dad went through many wars. My mom was going underneath tables, waiting for the fucking bomb to drop.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up. I was I was a teenager during the second Intifada. So
Yeah.
it's like buses, people exploding 3 times a day, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But like bomb suicides, all that stuff. That's trauma that I wanted to really spare from my kids.
Yeah.
Really, like just because I can't explain.
But they're lucky because they were really young during the COVID time.
My son was born
Yeah, mine too.
during COVID time, so we had an amazing birth. Actually,
Oh yeah,
we loved that.
you could be at home. I mean, in a weird way, for me,
I was supposed to be on tour like constantly, and I freaked out.
also the government giving the money.
Yeah, the Tozo. Yeah,
I mean, that shit was sweet.
Yeah,
man.
that's so
and that's when
nice.
I could learn to be in VR because
okay.
and another thing that was and I'm sorry to say because I know some people really struggled, lost lives, etc. But for me, the word virtual exploded. So when I was doing, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working in virtual reality because everybody had become familiar with the word
Absolutely.
virtual.
Absolutely.
It exploded. Man, I'm working with masks. People are fucking sweating and blowing their boogers inside these masks, but they didn't care.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it was like, for me, and also living in the city, you could walk around the city. There were no tourists.
Yeah,
it was
that was
empty.
Nice, huh? I remember doing a production we had like a live stream for Paradiso.
Yeah.
And that was 1 month after COVID hit and the lockdown came. And I saw lights up. It looked like The Walking Dead. It was really, you could just lay in the middle of the road there. No cars, nothing. I've never seen it like this.
It was so great.
Deserted.
It was so wonderful.
Just deserted.
Walking down into the Dam Square. My kids are running around like, and my partner, she was born, she's from here.
Yeah.
She was like, this is a different city.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it sucks for a lot of people, but
There are a lot of people that got the short end of the stick, of course, of like COVID and the trauma and all that stuff. But also the world, where it was going, it felt like it was just amped up. I don't know if you had that feeling, like 2019, beginning 2020 was just this like insane.
But
for
it
me,
also was so divisive, man. People didn't want to get their shots and all this shit, and like,
that thing, yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. It was such a fucked up period, and I wish I could say the world's gotten better since then.
No, what?
I wish I could say.
No, man. 2000. That's the weirdest decade, man. This is such a bizarre decade.
It's weird, but it's not like 35 to 45. You know what I mean? But it
has challenges. It's okay. Maybe we're not, suffering world war, but there are stuff right now that are really heavy.
We haven't talked about this, but we're going to start talking about this now, and that's also the introduction of AI.
Yes, I wanted to ask you exactly.
Because I work a lot with AI. It has just completely...
Is it $1 trillion business, or is it
I mean, I'm not making $1 trillion from it.
But
I mean...
or is it a bubble?
It's a fucking mess is what it is, because we have friends who work in in advertising, even illustration, and they can't find work. Because AI does what they do in a millisecond compared to what they used to do. And I'm
without AI platforms, this podcast would not be as prolific.
Oh, I mean,
I can tell you that. Like, you will see when we get. I talked about it many times on podcast here.
Yeah.
But we have AI platforms that we use to upload and to cut and edit the shorts, because it will cost us money and time, and there's like doot, and I
give workshops for universities, for schools, for students. That's what I was saying. I work with students, and I'm like, guys, like, if you don't know how to use this shit, you're fucked.
Yeah.
This project I was telling you about, working about the movie Daybreak, recreating the room. I put flat images of screenshots from the movie, and it makes them into 3D. Do you understand how long that shit would take? Months. I do it in 10 minutes. I know how to use it. Maybe 10 minutes, I'm exaggerating, but
Still.
in 3 hours,
Still, that's
3
what I mean.
hours,
Yeah.
I'm recreating a room. Whereas before you would need 30 people to build, to build the table, to build the bed,
Oh my
to build the
God.
tapestry.
Wow.
So
like a print screen, and then it just pulls everything out.
I will take a screenshot of a space, of a room, let's say, and then I will then just use Photoshop to cut. I don't even need fucking Photoshop. I can use anything.
Yeah.
But then I'll take each object, make just clip it out, take it out, select it, and then put it in the 3D program. And in 50 seconds later, I have almost the identical object.
Wow.
So I could go here with a camera of each object and have a 3-dimensional. Do you understand?
Oh my God, that would take so much time.
And so much money.
I'm following this this really nice YouTube channel, Corridor Crew, and they talk a lot about like 3D models and all that stuff. Modeling, yeah, exactly, and like which the engines that they work, and it's a really nice studio, really really nice group of people.
Yeah,
and they were just talking about that. They're just like, man, we need to start firing people because it's like. It's like it became like a one-man enterprise.
It's a one-man show.
Yeah, it's like I saw it. It's funny because I went to the movies, for instance. These are just like automated systems, but I went to the movies with Pate with my wife, and all of a sudden I see there was one person in the whole foyer because everything is automated. Everything is this. It's being sent to you, and you're like. Wow, you used to have someone that gives you the ticket.
What about the grocery store?
Dude, this is going to be, you're going to have
automation.
Billions of people without a job.
Yeah.
Billions.
I know.
Billions.
What a grocery store used to have 50 people in it. Now it's like one lane is open.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also going to go away. And then you're going to have, robotics cleaning,
This is what I'm saying about, like, what's the real problem right now? The real problem is that the rich are going to get rich. The poor aren't going to find jobs, and they're fucked.
Yeah.
And then the poor people who are blind, myself including, blinded by the carrot in front of my face, I will fall for any shit to make myself.
But then that's why you have all these, like, activist psyop nonsense, that are just like... there to just distract you while legislation is happening.
But who goes like, again, it's the gatekeeper. Like I did a project in the toll house where I have these big markers on the ground where with your phone you could do QR, you could get a QR code, and then through Facebook, all lost flora and fauna, like flowers and things would appear in 3-dimensional. It was beautiful. But then Facebook cut it off. So then it's over.
Why?
Because it wasn't working for them. Whatever.
Wow.
So with Google, you know what I mean? Again, it's all about who is giving the information, who are the gatekeepers.
You can be debanked like this, huh?
You can turn on 1 minute.
You can
turn it
just,
off in 1 minute.
you can just be disappeared like this.
Yeah. You can be turned off.
Yeah.
I mean, we're using free whatever platforms. They just have to turn you off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you're not falling in line, when you start being, it's not a conspiracy. It's actually happening.
Yeah,
it's actually happening because it's so digitalized.
Like it's happening to me as an artist. They're turning me on and off when they want to. Again, I'm not letting that stop me. But we just got to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Abner, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure. I don't know, I think we went very far away in different directions here, but. The technology talk tends to go around.
It was really great talking to you, man. Really great. Is there something you would like to plug? I mean, this project, is it happening right now?
Yeah, it's happening. I'm working on it now.
Wow. And is it already launched or when is it?
No, it hasn't been launched, but we do have a beta.
Where can people see
I'm on Instagram, of course, Abner Preis Studios, but also, and if
everything is gonna be, of course,
on that thing. We're waiting to launch it. we have some sister cities that we're waiting to hear from, and but it's coming. I mean, we just got a nice injection for the next month.
Nice.
I mean, the next year.
Nice.
And I'll keep you up to date on it.
Man, please.
Yeah,
It's been a
extended
pleasure, man.
spaces.
It's really beautiful.
me
Man. Amazing work, man.
Thanks a lot, bro.
תודה רבה,
בבקשה, תודה רבה.
Really. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us here in the podcast. Joao, thank you also.
Thanks, dude.
Our
Good to see you
producer.
again.
Yes.
Producer, he's sitting like a producer.
Producer listening to me going, yeah. Yeah. Echo chamber.
No coughing today.
No coughing. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
From you?
No, for me, I'm usually a cough because I'm taking a break from weed. Also, I used to smoke a lot.
Dude,
That kills you,
that's
man.
the fucking devil, man.
That is the devil. I gotta
Weed
say.
is- Dude,
I gotta say.
dude, I've been smoking for years, and I've been smoking for 1,000 fucking years,
Yeah.
and like, honest to God,
That shit
it is
kills.
nothing good about it.
Right.
Nothing.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting because it's at least if I look at it like from, let's say, more spiritual, plant medicine stuff.
Yeah.
It's a woman that has been abused. It's a female plant that has been abused repeatedly, and then you put it in your system, and she's jealous and she hates it. She gives you these great ideas, and she takes away the energy and
dude,
gives you depression. You know.
I don't get into this hippie shit, although I'm completely hippie shit. For me, it closes the universe.
Yeah.
It's just put
like
it
this.
just completely shuts down the universe. It's nothing good. I mean, nothing good. Some people, Snoop Dogg, maybe he can fucking smoke it all the time. You know what I mean? But he's a freaky genius anyway. For me, it's so hard to quit.
Yeah. It's the emotional attachment.
Holy shit, dude! I struggled so much. Actually, Mark Maron, he listened to his podcast and how he talks about his addiction and being in AA and shit. That helped me a lot, dude. But you know, when you're depending on this thing to motivate you, to make you be, but it's like,
Exactly. It's
You know?
completely you get completely unregulated.
It's
your
fucking,
hormones, everything.
It's insane. So
Because what they do also to the plant, it's
man.
not how it's supposed to be. The plant
Dude,
became
weed
this
is
like
so
this grotesque version of it. You know?
fucked up, man. There's no way.
It became a complete grotesque version of it.
It's
Because
it's crazy.
It used to be a weed, actually. And it
Dude.
grew, and it was just a few percentage of THC, and now it's like 30, and it's like amped up. And
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
And-
It's ever since I cut it out,
how
and
long
I
has it
go
been?
back onto it.
Yeah.
I quit for like 3 years, and then I got in an accident. I got hit by a car, and then I started it again, and I was like 2 years, and man,
She grabs you, huh?
she fucking
grabs you.
murders you, dude.
She grabs and she's jealous, man. She fucking hates. She is jealous. No, really, I look at it really as a female, as an abused woman, you know? Because how, if you get into like the weeds of like how they grow it, this is not good, you know? This is like a very abused, like they take it and they put it under enormous stress. They give it specific like hormones just to have this like psychotic,
You know, the
effect.
thing is, really though, you really gotta want to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're kind of half-assed about stopping, like, it's hard, man. Addiction's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's you create this relationship with that thing, you know, you create it, and
Yeah, especially creativity.
yeah.
If you get a great idea when you're high, dude,
Dude,
woo!
I composed amazing shit on
Oh
it.
yeah, I've changed the world on that shit.
And then I remember, let's and then I do the first gig on it, and then all of a sudden this, and also you get like worked into it, you know, and man, no. I mean, I'm happy that right now.
How long you been
honestly
off of it?
Almost a month. Oh, so I'm really
dude,
like,
man.
But I've been like, it's been since I'm 18, man. Like,
Oh, dude, man, I've been smoking since I was 13, nonstop.
It's just this
Pure joints stinking
yeah,
up the fucking
exactly.
place. I've been off of it. Yeah, like I said, dude, just wait. I mean, hopefully you can stay off of it,
Yeah.
but you'll see in 3 months what happens.
I see it already. I mean,
Yeah.
just
You'll
just
be, and we live in Amsterdam where like it stinks, and
Yeah.
you're like,
But
my
it's funny
mouth
because
starts watering.
I did a, I did actually a brain spotting session with Gwen, with his girlfriend, and
Yeah.
and then she said to me something very true. She said, "Well, you can just go and smoke now, and the whole thing just goes to waste." And I said, "Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it." And then all of a sudden, it's like it felt my energy got back, and everything just got so, like, returned to like this being also positive. You know?
I mean, dude, you're also, you know, you lost your brother, man.
Yeah, that
And that
shit
ain't no
was
shit.
like.
That ain't no fucking joke.
And
dude.
to get the phone call, you know, I spoke about it in the podcast, but to get the phone call of like, hey, they found his body, you know, you need to get to Israel now. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck are you on about?
Yeah.
What?
My dad calls it the club.
The club? What do you mean?
Yeah, like when you go through some shit like this, dude, you're just in this club that
Yeah.
nobody wants to fucking be a part of, you know?
No.
But in a way, like these horrible things, sometimes they make you stronger.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes they make you a bigger asshole too.
I saw
Not you, I'm just
no,
saying
but I'm saying
generally.
I saw that effect.
Dude, your mom must be out of her fucking mind.
My mom is dead, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my dad buried a wife and a son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
oh, yeah,
God
yeah.
she's dead, dude.
Yes. Thing in that sense, I'm like, because he was her kid also,
My God, man.
you know, and it's like
How long ago did she pass?
11 years ago.
Okay.
11 years, yeah. So she,
Oh, fuck. Dude.
yeah,
Your
exactly.
dad.
And with my dad, you know, the problem is, you know, you're talking to like Shayetet, you know, like ex-Navy SEAL
Yeah.
and Secret Service person.
And of a generation where they're
Generation.
like wood,
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, it's like I don't feel anything, you know. But then deep down, he's like, oh, this, like, you know, and we kind of like a lot of pain came out, a lot of pain, a lot of like resentment towards him, also of how he handled the family after the death of our mother,
Yeah.
and then how he's handling it right now.
Yeah.
A lot of anger, a lot of this, and then what does he do? He just pushes us away.
Yeah.
You know, so he isolated himself completely. And that's why I told you, he went nuts. You know, he just went nuts. And it's like, it's a pity. It's
And the
a
older
pity.
you get, I guess, like,
Old habits
I know,
die
Joel,
hard.
your dad died too when you were quite young, right?
14 years ago.
14 years ago. Okay, I remember when your dad passed away, yeah. No, I mean, my parents are both still around, thank God. They're old,
They're old? What are the ages?
83 or something. I mean, but I'm also, in a weird way, I'm starting to reflect more about the things they did wrong, which kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Maybe that, you know, you lose your parent in a, you know, maybe maybe they didn't get to really fuck up. But I'm lucky because my parents got
Yeah.
to see my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And your mom didn't.
My mom didn't.
I
No,
mean,
my
a
mom
little bit.
saw like my oldest.
Yeah.
She saw him like when he was really small,
Yeah.
but not the youngest. No, and you know, that's the thing, that the only anger I have towards my dad, and this is something I told him, is that he never sought therapy. Like for the stuff that he did and saw and went through, you gotta.
Dude, but that shit, that generation, you know, and I just had an argument with my dad the other day. They came here to visit me. I just wanted to fucking, you know,
Well, you know, there's a great quote by I can't remember who it was, but it said, if you think you're spiritually enlightened, just spend 3 days with your with your parents.
Dude, I say they fucking, old trees make a lot of noise. They're staying with us, you know, man, and I'm like, and the kids love them, you know, and it's important for them, and I'm lucky,
But
you
you
know.
see the
but
whole
I'm
thing.
just seeing the whole thing, and I'm like, and my dad's like, you know, because my dad was not. I mean, he wasn't a bad dad at all, you know, but he was from a generation where, my dad didn't live with his fucking parents on the moshab. They were living in a house with kids. Do you understand? The kids weren't with their parents.
God damn it!
They were sleeping with other
Fleas,
fucking
man.
the Lord of the Fleas. They were like, you know. So then I'm like, but then my dad's like, yeah, but that's a generational thing. I'm like, dude, what the fuck ever, man. You
But
know,
that's
it's true.
that's where
But it's
that
true.
I try to like cultivate this compassion. Yeah, it's a generational thing and this and
Yeah,
that.
but doesn't make it right.
But then I tell him, like, you know, we sit in the Shiva and I'm like, hey, what about you like talking to someone because you just lost your son? Like, talk to therapist. He's like looking at me. They're all thieves. Your son is a therapist.
Yeah.
my brother was a therapist, so basically what you're doing, you're canceling him. You're like,
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah, it's
dude,
like-
but it's like that, being a man also from
Yeah.
that, especially from Israel.
oh my god,
Being a man is like, that's different shit. You
dude,
know
the
what I
stuff
mean?
that
Like,
he needed to do to go through. When I discovered like the counterterrorism course that he went through, like he
Yeah.
was Shayetet Shloshesa, like Navy SEAL, but we're talking before it was regulated.
right.
So
But
we're
being a
talking
man,
the most
like,
violent people you can imagine.
and you don't talk about
Just
that
like,
shit, man.
go to this village and just clean it up.
They say
like-
what's his name? Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
I heard an interview with him, and he's like, Freud was the worst fucking thing that ever happened in this planet. I was like, yes. He's like, self-reflection is like a rich man's game. You know what I mean? So on that note,
But then, yeah, on that note, you still have people like, the generation of our parents just bleeding on us, they got
yeah,
caught
but
by
dude,
someone.
what do you think their parents were like?
Oh my God. When I hear stories about like my Saba, my
Walls.
grandfather, I'm just like, ew.
My dad never touched me.
Yeah,
You know what I
or
mean? Like gloves.
yeah, exactly. Like,
What is this fucking thing?
yeah, it's like, what? Like, boom, just hitting them, hitting a kid.
I used to get, I don't mind. Like, it was the only thing that worked for me. My older brother, he'd get grounded. They're like, go to your room. He'd go to his room. I'd be like, going to the room. 3 seconds later, I'm out. Like, hey, what's up? Bap! And then I got it. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I would never hit. Never
I
is
can
a big
imagine- I
word.
can't
Never
imagine
is a
hitting my
big dude.
kids.
Never is a big word.
Did you
know
hit
what
your kids?
Never. Now yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm not. I don't plan on it, and I never. Never is a big thing, dude.
Yeah.
But like, what like.
When I discovered that my kid was smoking weed, the 13-year-old.
Now,
Yeah.
nice. Ooh,
I
where
was
did he
like-
learn that from?
Yeah. I was really like, well, just smoking blunts at home and stuff.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Ooh, you're
no,
fucked.
not I was, not him.
Oh, yeah.
And then
yeah.
I discovered that
he
he
was
did
smoking
it.
out of a
No. He was like smoking with his friends and then
13.
Yeah. Well,
Bless
you
his
started
heart.
when 13.
Shit, man! I started when I was 9. Dude.
Look, the
My
hood comes
brother
out.
was 13.
Shit, man. Just the hood comes
I
out.
fucking man, my brother, he fucked me up. Are you the oldest?
I'm the youngest.
The youngest.
Look, I'm coughing. We're talking about weed. I'm starting to cough.
Yeah. Your mouth. Yeah, again,
Yeah.
like I said, walking down in Amsterdam, I'm like,
Let me
oh,
forget
that
everything.
shit smells so good. It used to smell good. It doesn't smell.
No,
so
it smells
good.
violent, man.
No,
To me,
it's-
it's like, whoa, this is like 3 days of just.
Chemical.
Yeah.
And my nephew was just here, and they with a friend, and they went to weed shops. And they're like, remember when Amsterdam used to be like weed heaven? They live in Chicago, dude. Here, what they have is like baby fucking formula.
Jeez.
There, what they have. Imagine what's going on there.
God.
The strength of the weed that they're making there. What?
They're like, here's weed and a noose to hang yourself afterwards.
Whoa.
Disgusting.
It cannot help anybody.
No.
All right, dude.
Hey, Abner, thanks so much,
Yeah, my
man. It was
pleasure.
great having you. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here to Into the Score. We didn't do an intro today because I just don't want to do it anymore. And it's on TV, it's a podcast. So thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you at the installation.